With the trade deadline coming up Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern, Leaf fans are kind of freaking out as to what may or may not happen. But the one storyline that really kind of has picked up the last 24, 48 hours, I didn't see it coming. I knew it was going to get hairy for Auston Matthews coming back to town. I understood that. But I didn't realize where this is kind of going. And I want to first focus on last night. Because Matthews had 8 shots on goal against Philly, like he was trying. No one can say he wasn't trying. But he's now gone 8 straight games without a goal. Auston Matthews, $13.25 million. Technically, only Draisaitl and Kaprizov make more in this league, and Kaprizov's deal hasn't even kicked in yet. So technically, Austin's the second highest paid player in hockey. Second. Makes more than McDavid. Makes more than McKinnon. 8 straight games without a goal. And I know he just won the gold medal, and I know the narrative is, okay, maybe this changes him. Maybe he sees the Leafs through a different lens. Maybe he says, F it, and I'm going to take control and enough with the passing and being nice to everyone. I'm going to get a bit of a mean streak here all around. And I'm watching that game last night, and he's giving it a go. But if you're paying a guy $13.25 million in overtime, when you get the puck in this position against Dan Vladar, and for those in the listening audience, how do I say this? Austin's open with the puck in the slot. No one's around. It's Auston Matthews and Dan Vladar. Dan Vladar is such a bad goaltender, he couldn't stay in Calgary. Okay? He's awful. He is an awful goaltender. I'm sure he's a nice guy, I think. I don't care. I don't care if professional athletes are nice guys. But Matthews in that moment could not put the game away. And I'm like, what is happening here? What is happening here? Because there were moments with the USA where he passed up open shots in front of that net. He wasn't the catalyst. He wasn't the tip of the American spear on that team. We all know who was. 8 straight games without a goal. I'm not saying it. I don't care if the Leafs make the playoffs. I think it's bad for them actually to make the playoffs this year. But he can't look like that. He cannot look like that. Like that's what Max Domi does. Just run around and kind of shoot a lot and try. And Nick Robertson and other guys who don't have his skill set. That game needs to end. Asshole, put it back up, please. Put it back up. End the game, man. That's not Ron Hextall. End the game. What are you doing? But he didn't. And the Leafs lost and whatever. They're in Jersey tomorrow night. But like, what is happening with this kid in this uniform in this town? Like, what is happening? And I'm looking at it from just a hockey sense. Strictly a hockey sense. What's happening now is others are broadening the discussion. And there's some big voices in this market, Jeff O'Neill, chief among them, for sure, who went down a road yesterday that I was not expecting. And he brought up Brady Tkachuk as well and just said, with everything going on around both of these American captains in Ontario, he could see a world where they both ask out come the offseason. And I'm like, the Brady thing I can see because the Rangers noise was pretty strong a while ago. Like there have been American markets trying to rein him in for probably 48 months. Safe to say. It's not fair to Ottawa in their market, but it is what it is. But in terms of Matthews, I like Jeff O'Neill a lot because he says stuff. I respect people that say stuff on air, especially people who've played. There's not a lot of them. And he's good. I'm still in this seat. I haven't wrapped my head around that one yet. Brady, I could see. I haven't wrapped my head around Auston. Because if that were to have taken place or will take place, like remember what the Leafs did for Auston Matthews, okay? They said to him, okay, we'll make you the highest paid player in the league. We need you to commit to 8 years. And he said, no. I'll commit to 4. And the Leafs said, fine. We'll still make you the highest paid player in the league. I want to explain to some of you how it works. If you make someone the highest paid anything of anything, you better commit. And you better put the signature on the paper for an extended period of time. Because I'm not just paying you to be the captain when it's easy with 69 goals. I'm paying you to be the captain when things get hard, when things get difficult. That's what I'm paying you for. Guys like Quinn Hughes run. I'm paying you for, this is a marriage for better or for worse. That's what that contract is. So Auston Matthews might not be happy. He might be telling people privately this, that, or the other. I'm not sure. But the Toronto Maple Leafs have bent over backwards to make this guy comfortable. Bent over backwards. And the second they catch wind, he's not happy in a serious way, they need to confront him immediately and deal with it. Because the organization cannot lose what self-respect they have left. They lost that with Shanahan and how he dealt with the guys. That was trashed a long time ago. Oh, don't worry, guys. We're not trading you. Ignore what I said in the presser today. Shh. Love you, Mitch. Love you, Austin. Don't do that. You have lost all self-respect. No one on that ice is playing like they're scared. There are players in the trade ether that I watched last night that you would think have 8-year contracts. 8-year contracts. And I'm tired of the Easton Cowan stuff. There's people upset Easton Cowan got 8 minutes last night against Philly. He's not important right now. Relax. At his peak, he might not get 14 in this league. You don't know what this kid is. Relax. The priority is not Easton Cowan. The priority is what the hell is going on with the second highest paid player in the league and maybe get some assets back. That's the priority. Nylander's Nylander. Tavares, he's going to stay old and get older. I got news for you. Because that's how that works. That's age. I'm not breaking news. But if Matthews one day looks at the organization and says, I'm done, they need to bring the jet to the tarmac like Babcock and send him wherever he wants. Because they've given this guy everything. Everything. He did not commit for a second longer than 4 years, and they gave him everything. That's not how it's supposed to go. But the Leafs were fine with it. The organization needs to develop a backbone. They did it with Bo Bichette. They got to start doing it with all their players. Ed Rogers, Tony Staffieri, everybody. It will help you long term. Believe me. Believe me. Because the Matthews discourse, I still can't wrap my head around that he would be unhappy and want to leave. I'm not there yet. If it does happen, take care, brother. I don't think the biggest hockey market in the world has to beg for anybody. I know it's a joke how long it's been for a Stanley Cup in the city of Toronto. At some point, you have to have some pride in who you are and who you could be. You cannot be controlled by players who haven't won anything in the National Hockey League from a team standpoint anymore. You cannot be controlled by that. Personally, I think Austin's going to stick around. I don't think he's going to bail on this. I really don't. But the Leafs have to be very careful and diligent on this. And if they let it sit and Marner 2.0 happens again in a much more serious way, then that entire corporate layout about how the Leafs have been run for like 20 years, 25 years longer needs to be looked at. because you're a step behind on everything, and it can't happen anymore. Can't happen. You watch the whole video. You're the best. A reminder, the Sid Seixeiro Show is live, noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific, Monday to Friday, right here on YouTube. Click like, hit subscribe if you want to support the show. If you've already done that, you're our friend.